Okay, you are looking to get better in the gym. You just don't know how to progress. You don't know how to do it on a daily basis. I'm going to give you probably my favorite way to think about it every single day you go into the gym, how you can approach a workout, regardless of what it is or what you're doing, to hopefully give you the most effective way, the most efficient way to see progress in any capacity with any modality. So I talked about this in class the other day. We had a block that was perfect for it. It's called min-maxing. Min-maxing is the thought process to, whenever you have an opportunity where it's applicable, to increase output, increase intensity, whether that's, again, aerobically or with weight or added load, your goal is to, or your main objective is to lean on your strengths and not worry about your areas of weakness, or minimize your areas of weakness. And that might seem contradicting, but it's not, and hear me out. So if you're in a workout and there's something aerobic, let's just call it the bike, and it's paired with a movement that has added load, and it's 10 minutes and you just go through the motions and you sweat and you try 80%, and you end up getting a good workout. You have lots of sweat, their heart rate's elevated, you did what was listed. That's fantastic, and that's always better than doing nothing, but it's not getting you forward. Like, you're not taking any steps forward unless you become more structured, more precise, have some level of intent. Now, if you're fairly new to working out, you haven't been working out for a long time, then these workouts you're going to get better. Like, at the end of the day, doing something compared to not doing something is ultimately, again, going to make you better to a degree. But eventually you hit a spot where precision and structure become incredibly key and important. And min-maxing is a way for you guys to do it on your own. So you take the bike and you take the lift. Now, this is very basic, but if you, let's say it's a movement you're not super comfortable with, maybe a movement that you're not particularly strong in, well, you can't do anything about that. Like, you can't in that moment increase output, increase intensity on a movement where you can't add more load, or you feel like you can't move faster because your form might be compromised. All right, so then what do? Well, you have to lean on your strength. Well, in this particular case, your strength is the bike. Everybody can put more effort forth on the bike, right? You can go all the way to a dead sprint. Now, it's never going to work where you sprint, I don't want to say never, where you sprint and then transition, but there's always something you can do more in terms of adding intensity that you guys can start min-maxing. So instead of, again, going through the motions and being so fixated on something that you're not overly good at, like, let's just call it like a snatch or something, then on the bike, instead of biking at 54 RPMs, you can bike at 56 or 58, and then focus on making that transition a little bit quicker when you're going to something that you're not necessarily strong at. Then you can, again, nothing's going to change there anyways. All right, so again, you're leaning on your strengths, which, again, in this particular case, maybe you're telling yourself the bike isn't your strength, but in this particular scenario, it is, considering that you can't go up in weight and you can't move faster on the lift. So you can do this with every single workout. I'm telling you from experience, I have been approaching it like this for years, basically a decade at this point. It's probably the best way I've found to constantly get better at something and work at something without putting a lot of pressure on the entire workout, if that makes sense. So whatever the workout is, whatever the block is, you min-max it and you ask yourself, where in this workout is it applicable for me to increase my output, increase my intensity, or increase my added load, and hopefully, I guess technically, it's always going to be on things that are strengths or lean towards strengths relative to whatever the other part of the workout is. So hopefully this helps a little bit. Again, min-maxing is what it's called. We can get a little bit more detailed, could always write, and if you can compare lots of different workouts and blocks, but the concept doesn't change. You get very specific and a little bit more strategic about what you're doing each and every block in the workout. And if you have this mindset every single workout, day in and day out, it's going to be impossible for you not to see progression, right? Like, again, if you are doing 4 extra reps every single day with 10 extra pounds, that's 40 extra pounds. You work out 5 days a week, that's 200 pounds a week. In a month, you're 800 pounds higher. In 3 months, you're 2,400 extra pounds moved just because you min-max by one weight class and got 4 extra reps with a higher weight class. At the end of the day, that's what it is. It's min-maxing. It's small, tiny, little micro, granular changes that ultimately add up to efficient growth. So hopefully I explained that well. Min-maxing is the name of it. If you have any questions, obviously just ask me in person.